Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So here we're going to see some AQ Mach 7 gameplay. Unfortunately I lost my first fight, which was Hyperion, but there wasn't anything too special in there. I have actually had a bit of a nightmare at the time putting this thing together, but it's okay, we're getting there. I'm still learning a lot of things about these video editors and so on. So eventually we'll get there. So anyways, first fight, here we're going to see is Cable. There's nothing too special about these nodes over here. It's on a node that kind of like changes your power every 15 seconds. Each attacker's power is higher than the defender's power, but overall you don't really notice that node, you don't fight too much. So first fight's down quite quickly. Corvus and Suicides makes an easy work of it, and we have already our first blade charge. So as you see, we took in Hyperion, Corvus Glaive and Magic. We used Magic for the first fight, then it's Hyperion, and sorry, then it's Corvus again. And Hyperion is going to be mainly for section 3 for Caustic Temper. That node is extremely annoying if you don't have that champion. So anyways, same node pretty much again, nothing to worry here too much. We already have one blade charge, so these can go down fairly quickly. First things first, I want to mention that one thing that is really annoying in AQ Mach 7 is how many links there are, and that you can never really get more than 2-3 fights in at a time. And because of that, we often end up fighting like really late in the evening or really early in the morning first thing, because people are already rushing you as soon as you wake up. So that is definitely going to take some more planning and getting used to. Well, anyways, now we have a Korg fight. I couldn't really be asked like changing my masteries or fighting the Korg properly here, so I just figured out I'm gonna take in my rank 5 magic, gonna power lock him, I'm gonna get some limbo heal back, and Jesus Christ, do you see that damage on the first hit? We're already below 50%, and that was just like 1-2 hits in the block. Sorry, 1-2 medium hits with the damage back, and so I was like, okay, this isn't gonna be as easy. And definitely for day 2, like it's already this bad, there is absolutely no chance we can do the same tactic here for day 5. But as I said, this was already quite late in the evening for me, and I just wanted to get these fights done, so I wasn't even bothering with my like shallow wades and light attacks. And here we can see he's on 52% and my magic's already down on 3%, and I have Suicides on. So, but luckily we get like a really good level 3 on, and he only has like 12% left, and here we're gonna finish it off. We lucked it out and didn't die, so this fight was a bit scary. And I'm probably gonna be using Quake for the next days in there, just because I don't really like fighting Korgs, and I normally just kind of like steamroll them through with Magic or Quake, but obviously Magic still takes some damage, so next ones will have to be Quake. So here we have again one stun immune Rhino, so we're just gonna be taking it easy, taking some block damage. Because we know Corvus always heals himself a bit back up with the Suicides, so I don't mind kind of like playing a bit safe and taking some block damage. It's not a big deal. Main thing is just not to die and like clear our path. So it's not going too bad. We still have the mutant charge on from the previous fight, and we should be quite alright in this fight. There's nothing too special. Here he catches me once though. That's just me being a bit careless. That unblockable is still a bit tricky sometimes, but oh well. Here we have level 2 and that finishes it off. And let's go to our next fight. Next fight is going to be Yondu. Yondu is on the same node Rogue in Captain Marvel quest has. That is the one where you deal 300% damage if you hit a blocking target. Invade is the name of the node. So essentially what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and make sure he goes into his blocking position, do 4 hits in his block, and then we're just going to have a go at him. But here we just kind of like managed to catch him on dash back, and he's nearly dead. One more hit for 18k, Jesus Christ, in his block, and the fight's done. This was quite easy. Here, for lack of better judgment, we're taking Corvus in against Doctor Strange, because he's on bleed node, and he also has an interesting node where every time he nullifies a buff you get 1300 damage dealt to you, and we're gonna luck out a bit because out of 2 glaive charges that we had, he's only gonna nullify the one, so we didn't take too much damage back. But Corvus just does what Corvus does. We are quite like happy with map 7 at the moment, especially because Alliance Wars are off season. We have all our best champions available, so if you have like Corvus and Hyperion and stuff, then it's alright. I bet it's gonna get harder once we don't have these options available. And here somebody left me a bit of pittance of Omega Red, because how we deal with Omega Red largely is we just take in Corvus, we spend our 18-19 glaive charges, and we hit pause and we time out. It's kind of like that easy, slightly time consuming way how to deal with these mini bosses. Right, and here we go into the section 3. No, sorry, this is still section 2. This is right in the next morning as I woke up just before my work, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. This IQ definitely is going to be demanding, not because there is like a lot of energy required to clear them up, but because there's going to be somebody constantly waiting for you to unlink them. So you're going to be forced to fight in all the most uncomfortable times, and I generally think that is the biggest issue with this map. Like, from player perspective, the difficulty of it isn't bad. It's just there's bloody links. There are so many of them, and it's so hard to coordinate. And like, we are doing good job so far. I'm doing this video when we're about to start day 4. So first 3 days we have done 100% all 3 BGs, and that's not an issue. But it's just like slightly annoying to coordinate all the time and check in, and this time definitely requires you to be on your line constantly and keep tagging people. And yeah, definitely, I'm sure it's gonna get maybe easier, but maybe with, because now everybody's kind of like a bit more on the ball, a bit more active, because this is the first week of map 7. Nobody wants to mess up, everybody's checking in. But normally people took Alliance Quest kind of like fairly chill, and that's gonna have to change if we want to constantly finish the map 7. So anyways, here we have another Juggernaut. This lane I have doesn't have anything special to it. It pretty much only has like Mighty Charge on it, which means they are debuff immune while they are charging towards me, so I can't parry from distance. And here is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I was rushing to finish these fights because I had to get to work, and so I'm still linked. I was checking out the links and thinking, because like I can't really wait, but I checked it out. The link nodes coming in weren't like too bad, and I figured I'll just go for it and see how I do, because this one in particular isn't like too bad. It was like only Optimist and some more health. So we have Corvus and a couple of charges, and we're ready to go. And well, Corvus likes fighting vision, so I didn't think there's going to be anything too difficult in this fight. That's why I took Noded. And it's like your typical vision fight. Obviously you don't want to give him too much power, so just kind of like keep checking on his power bar. Don't do too big of a combos, but right here we figured we are gonna finish the fight with our level 2, so we didn't care about that anymore. And next is Luke Cage. And then I'm just checking that somebody is already attacking Omega linked. My battle group is filled with quite few a bit crazy people, and essentially the more links mini bosses have, the more happier they are. But it's largely just kind of like to play about with Corvus. And I think here we're gonna mess about a bit in the beginning, because we're trying to be a bit clever and trigger the indestructible with our light attack, but then we just figured out, now let's just go for it. Because yeah, I didn't have that much time in the morning to try and figure out what's the best way to do this. But also we have 3 charges on Corvus Glaive, and there's pretty much nothing Corvus can do at the moment at this point in this fight. So that was that easy. We just finished him off with our level 1. That was a super quick fight. And the next one is Gladiator Hulk, and he's linked again. And once again I'm checking the links that are coming in. and it's again the same physical resistance one and champion boost, and I'm thinking like I'm gonna have 30 charges because I have killed Vision already, so I have the Avenger mission on. I have 3 charges on Corvus Glaive in total, and we're gonna be dishing some good damage, and I just figured we're gonna go for it anyways. And yeah, we're obviously gonna be using our Corvus here. I think this is the last fight I need Corvus for, and so I am gonna mess up on this fight, and I think I'm gonna like run into his smash attack once, but that's not too big of a deal because Corvus is still plenty healthy and he has 30 charges, so as long as we don't eat heavy attack or don't get hit by special attack, we're gonna be fine because his glaive charges are gonna save us. And here we're still kind of like playing safe, and here we run into his smash and he smashes us in the face. We're still on 10%, that's not too bad. We're at our level 2. We shoot the level 2 that doesn't quite finish the job, but we're nearly there anyway, so next combo is going to finish it off. So far section 1 and section 2 done. We haven't used any items, but we haven't also had pretty much any Omega Red action. Well anyways, so here I'm just finishing the recording and checking how my map is looking around. So the Omega Red is down here. We're going to our section 3. I'm just trying to figure out which is the right portal. And in section 3 we're doing Caustic Temper, which is starting from Ghost Rider and all that bottom line. So the first fight is Ghost Rider. Nothing too difficult in fighting Ghost Rider. I'm going to check out the nodes. It has Caustic Temper, so essentially you need somebody that's poison immune and somebody that has a Fury, because if you don't have an active Fury, you're going to be dealing 90% reduced damage. They also quite interestingly put in Fury overage there, so if you have more than 1 Fury, the opponents are going to gain a passive power gain. So that's kind of a bit cheeky from them, but overall it's not too bad. Hyperion is like ideal for this fight. In the next days I got even more comfortable with Hyperion and just completely breezed through, got stacked up as many Furies as I could and just kind of like level 2 stand and got to another level 2, and that was it. There's nothing difficult here if you have the right champs, but if you don't, you're going to be timing out a lot and you're going to be using a lot of items. There are quite few lanes like that where if you don't have a right counter in map 7, then you're absolutely screwed. Here I lost the footage for Nebula and Vulture fight. They weren't anything too special anyways, but while I was kind of trying to edit this, I accidentally deleted them and I just couldn't get them back. So anyways, last fight of this IQ for me is the Star-Lord. It has a Caustic Temper, but it's also linked again and it has Bane node on it. But since it's the last fight, Hyperion was like about 50% health. We just figured we were gonna go for it, especially because Star-Lord is normally fairly happy to throw his specials, so I wasn't too worried about bad Bane transfers and stuff. And yeah, so we are nearly almost done with our map 7. This was the second day we were doing it, and it went fairly smooth. Like, only thing that was a bit kind of like dodgy was that Korg fight with the magic, because I definitely can't do that for any later days because the direct damage from Korg is way too big for magic. So I'm probably going to be taking in Quake for that fight. But yeah, this fight's nearly over. Here is I nearly messed up because I pressed my level 2 too fast and my first medium hit didn't register. But all's well that ends well. We got through our day 2 path without using any items, without dying, so I'm quite happy about it. The boss is already down as always. We can see like that I haven't used any items, so we got 2.5 mil points, and that's all for the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, and check in again. Thank you very much, and see you guys next time.